Have a look on this one. We do return to discuss on it.
Visas are also managed by the financial institution, and this is the part where we make sure that the person trying to...
In 2020, the Bank of Uganda, in collaboration with Uganda Bankers Association, National Identification and Registration Authority, and Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, signed a contract with fintech company Laboremas Uganda to develop a digital ID verification system to be used by all banks and other licensed financial service providers in the country.
And then this is a customer doing it themselves. Take a photo, and then a lot of verifications are starting to happen in the background. The collection of location information.
The technical infrastructure will enable the supervised financial institutions to update records of their customers with the national identification number and electronically validate the identity of their customers using their national identity number for new account opening and transaction validations.
It is my honor to welcome you to the stakeholder engagement. FSD Uganda is proud to have supported the electronic KYC verification initiative in the country in partnership with the Bank of Uganda and the Uganda Bankers Association. When I look around this room, I see familiar faces. Faces with whom FSD Uganda has spent hours discussing and debating the importance of eKYC to the twin goals of National Development Plan 3, that is financial inclusion and the digital economy. True financial inclusion means providing people, businesses with meaningful savings, credit, insurance, payments, and long-term pension products. Each of these products need KYC verification and authentication. Therefore, identification, especially real-time identification, which is what we call electronic KYC, is the fundamental rail on which the entire financial sector rests.
In a separate interview with the Smart 24 television, the executive director Laboremas, Timothy Msoke, says that this initiative will reduce fraud and time people spend while opening up bank accounts.
Basically enable financial institutions reduce the turnaround time of delivering their services, like opening an account. Today it can take several days, hours, sometimes even weeks to fully open an account. What we do is help them shorten that period from so many days to just a few minutes. The other thing we help financial institutions with is reduce the time they take to give a loan. Today's loans can even take up to 3 months. But why is it taking 3 months? Not because the financial institution does not want to give you the loan quickly. It's just following regulations to verify all the information they need in order to process that loan efficiently. So we help them reduce that time from, say, 3 months to also just a matter of days.
Financial institutions are responsible for ensuring that they do their customer due diligence. Once these processes are marred by delays, by paper-based authentication, it makes the processes so costly for the financial services to provide these products, and therefore they feel that they cannot provide these services to low-income earners. It's not viable for them to do so. On the demand side, if a customer requires so much documentation and it takes a very long time for them to open an account, it discourages them from accessing financial services. They would rather keep their money in their pillowcase at home.
Banking is based on trust. Trust starts with establishing a person's identity. The National ID Verification Solutions allows supervised financial institutions to trust that a customer's identity is correct regardless of where the customer was boarded. The system would therefore be using NIRA's existing records and the National ID card system to help banks validate the identity of existing and prospective customers. Specifically, the system checks whether the Ugandan national ID details match with those in the NIRA database.
It is the first piece, the ability to verify the identity of a customer anywhere, anytime. So financial institutions use this, for instance, to open an account for a person in a village in Ugulu. or a person in a village in Kanungu. Because as you get out of Kampala, the number of branches that a bank has also decreases. People sometimes have to walk 50 miles to find a bank branch. But with our technology that we have collaborated on with the Central Bank as well as the Uganda Bankers Association, it enables you to open an account to that person. It's an element of fraud, obviously, whenever it comes to identity. Some people have fake IDs. So this platform enables you to validate that ID. Now, Laboremas, the platform it has built belongs to the financial institutions or the banks. Now, what happens when you collect the information of the ID for a customer? That platform enables the financial institution to send that information to the National ID Registration Authority to validate the authenticity of that information. So this is a partnership between Central Bank, between Uganda Bankers Association and its members.
The verification happens automatically and in seconds. Additionally, the solution verifies directly against the source database as opposed to the existing procedures involved manual checks of the Electoral Commission database. Onboarded banks use the platform during the customer onboarding, account opening and loan organizing processes.
EKYC is the minimum requirement for onboarding any customer to access any financial service, be it a savings account or a credit account, investment or pensions. The minimum that is required from a customer is the ability of the financial institution to verify their identity. We know that lack of formal identification is one of the biggest challenges affecting access to finance, most especially for low-income earners, for women, people in the rural areas, disabled people, refugees, and the youth.
You heard in the session there are very many new technologies now being deployed, and as an industry we welcome them, of course wearing the usual risk hat so that we are sure in the process there are no fraudulent weak points. But we are embracing these things and we will keep leveraging on them and releasing them across our membership. Our strategy as an association is to leverage on shared infrastructure. That way, you run on the rails while the member banks concentrate and focus on their core areas and don't have to duplicate technology which is available. This is a strategy the association and the industry has taken on, and as we get on, we will be enabling more functions and to ease the account opening process.
The project commenced in November 2019 and currently there are 25 supervised financial institutions connected to the system successfully. Electronic KYC is a critical fundamental component for Uganda's banking and financial industry towards building a robust digital economy ecosystem in line with the National Development Plan 3 objectives. Pedson Mumbere, Smart 24 TV.
Thank you, Pedro.